Hello, guys, how are you doing? So, I wanted to build on yesterday to give you a few nuggets for the Christmas. So, have you guys ever gone through Christmas and literally felt like rubbish? Almost to the point that it stopped you enjoying Christmas. You're like, people are like, do you want to play games? You're like, can't move. That's real. That's reality for so many people. And I don't blame people. Absolutely, I don't blame people. The food is fab. But here's tips to kind of help you if there's a want there to not feel that, there's ways to get around it. Because I spent Christmases where I overate, and I spent Christmases where I possibly overate, but not to the point that I had, And these are tips that are super helpful. So, um, the actually both all of these tips are in fact both practically applied and backed by science. So, trick number one would be to eat whole foods as much as possible. So, for instance, over dinner when you're eating, or even when you're snacking at people's houses, if you can choose foods that are like whole foods versus not whole foods, like for instance deep fried stuff or chocolates. So if both foods are as appealing to you and you have the choice for something that's more whole, choose that. And by filling up on more whole foods, you are actually regulating your hormones, but also what you're doing is they fill you so much quicker. They fill you so much quicker, and you will not actually have the space nor the desire to continue to go back for the not so great foods if your plate has more whole foods on it, or those nibbles are more whole food based. Tip number two is, oh yes, so this could be helpful over the Christmas, eating breakfast. So often we're like, oh, we'll save ourselves for Christmas dinner, and it's often it's certainly that's going to cause you to overeat 1000%, because our belly is in starvation, it's in fight or flight, and then when it gets food, it's like gets so crazy excited, on top of the fact that it's Christmas, which Christmas dinner is kind of crazy exciting. So eat breakfast, and my recommendation would be to have a high protein, high fat breakfast. So for instance, and do whatever works for you guys, but like turkey bacon and avocado, super good. Turkey sausages and avocado, super good, because you've got the protein in the turkey, and you got the fat in you've got the fat in the avocado. This is this combination. Fat really, really, really helps regulate appetite. It really does. So please, I think it's really out there now and it's more known, but please don't be afraid of good fats. Really, 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 it's a superpower trick in regulating appetite deregulation. It truly is. Your appetite will really suppress. It's such a superpower. Another one is, this one is no food at least 2 hours before bed. Now that can be tricky around Christmas for sure, but this truly helps with actually like sleep quality and everything. So Christmas night, yeah, that people might make exceptions, but 2 hours before bed, because it's literally just lodged in your stomach, and it truly can cause indigestion. But you know what? You're actually affecting the quality of your sleep big time. And in affecting the quality of your sleep, you are actually causing a rise in insulin and cortisol. And when insulin and cortisol, those two hormones, are high, you actually that causes you to have more of an appetite and have more of a want for food, because you're trying to get ease from the fact that you've this elevated level of stress. And again, enough sleep helps. Thank you, Michael. My brother's bringing me in something. So yeah, so actually sleep reduces cortisol and insulin significantly, but if you eat just before bed, particularly a lot, you are affecting the quality of your sleep. So essentially your cortisol and insulin is not reducing to the rate in which it would if you had not ate so late at night. So there's kind of two tips combined in one there. Get sufficient sleep, 6 to 8 hours. It's been scientifically proven over and over again. Those days you're more tired, you will have more of an appetite deregulation for sure. And also the other one was not eat 2 hours before bed. Then the next one is slow down when you're eating. This sounds easier said than done, in fact. So, especially Christmas, excited for dinner, can't wait till the food's on the table. Don't miss breakfast though, you'll be probably even too excited. But slowing down, if you truly like chew and savor every bite versus like inhaling it into your mouth, that is not a myth or like this scientific cookie that has no validity. It truly 20 minutes by waiting. It takes our brains 20 minutes to register that it's full. So by you slowing down and actually making the course of your meal last even longer than 20 minutes, you truly won't need to overeat because your brain will have registered that it's full. Oftentimes what we do is we eat so fast that our bellies have, yes, received the food, but our brains still feel as though it hasn't had the meal. Which is why often people say if they don't sit down for their meal, they feel as though they haven't eaten. Same thing. Our bellies are getting it, but our brain does not register it's ate. So we have this cognitive need to be fed. When in fact, belly-wise, we're good. Another tip would be this one, becoming aware of our trigger foods. So we all have trigger foods. And becoming, sometimes in allowing yourself have that trigger food, it can cause a downward spiral. And then that's when you kind of can deal with feeling guilty or whatever. So if you find and identify your trigger foods, find a food that you like almost as much that doesn't cause the same triggering behaviors or that compulsion to keep needing to eat more past the point of having your taste, you know. So find that, you know. And for me, there's particular foods. I don't eat dairy or gluten currently, and so I'm eliminating a lot of foods that used to be my trigger foods. But even I do find that nuts can be a trigger food for me. So days that I'm feeling particularly maybe stressed or something, I actually do avoid nuts because, and I get my source of fat and protein elsewhere because they can, for me, cause me to continually to want to eat more. So it's again just being aware. It's just being aware, and none of us are perfect. We all have some of them, you know. That's another one. And this I kind of alluded to yesterday, but instead of stuffing our feelings, if you could write them down. So sometimes at Christmas, for some families, I know, being around family sometimes, or things arise at the table or whatever, or if I know sometimes Christmas can be tough for people and it can cause you to overeat. So instead of suppressing and numbing those emotions, acknowledge them. They're normal, you're experiencing them. But if you could get them down on a journal, you will actually, instead of using them as a, sorry, Dad, my dad's whistling at me. I'm filming here, Dad. Dad's wondering who's this. So whoever it is, it's a video that I'm making for Facebook. Oh yeah, that's all right, So he'll probably be mortified when he hears this on Facebook tomorrow and he realizes he's in it. More luck to him. I was like, Dad, I'm filming, and he comes. So, but yeah, so that where was I going with that one? So yeah, if you could write down those feelings versus suppress them. So that is really helpful, and it might even take a minute to just step away, but just get them out of your head, and then you're acknowledging them versus just unawarely stuffing food into your mouth to suppress them. And really, no amount of food is going to suppress the feeling. It really isn't. It's just a momentarily relief, but not long term. Much more beneficial to get them down on paper. Another one is control your stress levels. This is big because, as I said, when you're stressed, we produce more cortisol and insulin, and the two of them drive more problematic eating behaviors because they cause us to seek ease in a symbolic form, and that could be alcohol, it could be anything, but in our case, food. So 6 to 8 hours sleep, truly, it's massively important. It really is. Please don't disregard it. 6 to 8 hours sleep, really important. And exercise. So over the Christmas, it's so easy to just forget about exercise. And you know what? This is a big thing that I like to really highlight, in that stressing or exercise just to do it and to stress your body, and you could be the whole flipping half an hour or more dreading the thought of engaging in that exercise. That's baloney. There is 101 and more types of movement out there. Whatever movement you engage in, enjoy it, guys. Really, truly enjoy it. I've been there where I've exercised my body to push it and push it and push it as a means of burning the calories I induced. It's baloney, and in fact, guys, it's counterproductive. We're putting our body in a stress response, and when our body is in a stress response, it actually, in fact, slows down metabolism and it burns muscle. So it's exactly what you're going to the gym to achieve, you are actually inhibiting. There is one of my mentor's clients, Mark David, a profound human being, had a client, and she used to run like a huge amount in the mornings, like I think like half a marathon, a crazy amount, and she couldn't lose weight, and she wasn't eating that much. But the fact of the matter was, she hated the exercise she was engaging in. She truly hated it, and it was stressing her body out. And in doing that, she stored fat and burnt muscle. And she truly looked unhealthy and was feeling rubbish and really bloody annoyed, as you would be if every morning you're getting up running half a marathon and you can't lose weight. So again, that's what happens when you truly move in a way your body doesn't want to move. Choose something you enjoy and have the experience be nourishing. So over the Christmas, get out with a friend or a family that you haven't spoke with in a while and just walk and enjoy it. Walking and enjoying it is so much more beneficial than forcing your body to do something it truly doesn't enjoy. So don't be stressed about, I'm not doing enough. It truly is more beneficial, and it's more life. Getting out and enjoying an exercise that you truly enjoy engaging in versus forcing yourself to do something as a means of burning calories. Truly, guys, life is too bloody short and it's ineffective. So, it's a lose-lose. So guys, Christmas is about joy. Bring joy into your exercise. Bring joy into your exercise. So guys, I think that is all the tips from me. So they're practical. They might even be more practical than the ones I shared with you yesterday, although those two are good too. But these are like practical ones that you can implement immediately and see difference. So just trial them, take one or two, take the ones that resonate with you, disregard the ones that don't, and I really hope that they bring even greater ease and happiness and joy and grace to your Christmas. Have an amazing one, guys, and I will be back again soon. Sending love as always, and take care. Have a wonderful day, evening, whatever part of the world you guys are in. Sending love. Bye, guys.